Hey guys, it's your boy James, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today, we're going to be brutally ranking all of the original Fnaf games. So Fnaf 1 to Ultimate Custom Night. I'm not going to be doing the Security Breach, Secret of the Mimic, because I'm not really too familiar with them, and so I can't properly judge them. But yeah, today we're just going to be doing Fnaf 1 to Ultimate Custom Night, and we're going to be brutally ranking each one, kind of based on each other. So, to make it fair, what I've done is I've made 3 different categories per game, so each game is going to get a score per category. So we've got 3 different categories. So the first category is, first of all, is it scary? Like, how scary is it? You know, the environment, the gameplay, difficulty as well. And then the second category is the vibes. This is like a very personal opinion of mine. What are the vibes? What are the aesthetics? And then finally is, how is the game's individual story? And then how does that story fit in the main timeline? Because all the games fit in one big kind of fucked up timeline, right? But each game kind of has its own little story. So each of the games are going to get a score per category out of 10. So let's start off with Fnaf 1, the original game. Scary? I mean, look, it took the internet by storm in 2014. Just fucking hell, 2014 was a long time ago. Is it scary? Honestly, I'd say it is. I think the designs of the animatronics sit very well in that uncanny sort of valley. They don't look scary, but when they're put in the right situations, they can be like very uncanny, right? It's like, for example, you know, like the Minecraft cave sounds. Like, Minecraft isn't scary, but when you're in a cave and you hear that noise, bro, it's like, it's uncanny, it's scary, do you know what I'm trying to say? And the gameplay and difficulty, so I think with Fnaf 1, it's a very well crafted experience. So I think visually and audio wise, it's constantly giving you information and taking away information from you. For example, you can hear Chica in the kitchen. You don't have to use power on cams or whatever to try and find where she is. You can hear her, so you don't have to use power and stuff. And then all the camera angles, all the red herrings audio wise, all the red herrings visually. So for example, the camera stuttering, the really good camera positions as well, good camera angles. I'm gonna say it's scary, and it's good scary. And I'm gonna say the gameplay and the difficulty is also really well balanced. The environment is a very small environment. You feel like you're trapped. I'm gonna give it an honest 9 out of 10, I think. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. I'm not sure if you can do any better than that, to be honest. I think it's fucking good. Vibes of Fnaf 1. Honestly, the vibes are perfect. You can't get any better. I mean, when I look in the office, I get like red vibes. Does anybody else feel that way? Like, if you look in the corner, you see like a bunch of red. I don't know where it's coming from, but I see it. You know what I'm saying? The vibes. It's just, like I said before, it's a small environment. I'm gonna say the vibes are good. It's just classic Fnaf vibes. I'm gonna give it a 10. A 10. It's getting a 10. It's a brutal ranking. But it gives what it gives. And I'm gonna say it's a 10. I'm gonna just say it's a 10. Okay. No, Nah, it's a 9. It's a 9. It's gone from a 10 to a 9. I'm putting it as a 9. A little bit. I don't know. I'm gonna give it a 9 though, because I don't think it's like the best. Alright. The game's story. So the FNAF 1's sort of like isolated story from the timeline is basically about the original children sent back to the lobby. Let's just put it that way. Basically, a bunch of kids were sent back to the lobby by someone that we would eventually go to know as William Afton. The missing children's incident. Not the start of the story, but the start of the story as we know it. Obviously, it's scattered in the timeline, and we find out that it's way further in the timeline than we could ever imagine. I don't think FNAF 1 actually fits well in the timeline. Is it crazy for me to say? After we find out about, you know, the death of his children, the hidden bunker, but then why would he go back and kill a bunch of kids? I don't. You see, in FNAF 1, 2 and 3, it's all about the missing children incident and maybe a few other pieces, but after we find out more about William Afton, it kind of doesn't fit well. So in an isolated story, it makes sense, but in the general story, I don't know if it works as much as it could have done. Is that crazy for me to say? Someone please let me know if it makes more sense, but to me, I think, but it's misplaced in the overall timeline. So for being critical, I'm gonna give it a 5, because isolated, it's an amazing story, I think, in my opinion, but in the timeline itself, it's a little bit misplaced. So I'm gonna give it a 5. No, I'm gonna give it a 6. I'm gonna give it 6, 7. I'm being brutal though. I'm gonna give it a 6. Okay, not a 7, a 6. Alright, so these are FNAF 1's scores. Now it's time for FNAF 2. FNAF 2, is it scary? No, it's not, in my opinion. Now look, if I was in like any of these locations in real life, I think I'd shit fucking bricks, right? But because it's a video game, it has to be more for it to actually be scary. It's different if you're in the horror game in real life. But I don't know, FNAF 2 just isn't scary to me. There's too many animatronics. I think with FNAF 1, it's a more isolated environment, which to an extent you are in FNAF 2, but the FNAF 2 is more open, there's way more animatronics. Gameplay difficulty in FNAF 2 is fucking, you have the puppet, the fucking million dozen animatronics chasing after you, God knows what else. I mean, there's shadow animatronics going on Freddy. I don't know what Scott was thinking when he was making FNAF 2, by the way. It's fucking mental, but hey, we got generational memes. But gameplay and difficulty wise, I do think it adds up pretty well. I think it works. I'm gonna give it like a 6. It's gonna get a 6 for me. I'm being brutal, but I'm being honest. So it's gonna get a 6. Vibes of FNAF 2. FNAF 2 does give me like, you know, like those older water parks. It's giving me those types of vibes, and I love those vibes. And my memory goes like, I think when I found out about FNAF, it was actually when FNAF 2 was starting to get really popular. And I must have been like really young, right? And when I found out FNAF 2, it was like, I kind of preferred the vibes of FNAF 2 at the start compared to FNAF 1. I know, it just comes across as like a water park. Am I the first person to say that? Especially the sound design too is really good. Now I did say vibes are my own opinion, so I'm going to give it. FNAF 2 gets a 9 on vibes for me. So the game's story of FNAF 2 is, I might get this wrong, but I think it's where basically the idea is William Afton goes back to work as a daytime security guard, murders a bunch of kids and just leaves them out in the open. The FNAF 2 building gets shut down, basically. This is probably the most disconnected part of the storyline I actually know of, because it makes kind of no sense at all. I think it's just very disconnected. So we don't hear about these children again, we don't learn anything about them, and they're never brought up again. I mean, the story itself isn't actually that bad of a story. It's told very well through the phone calls of FNAF 2. So yo, I'm gonna give it like a 4. Alright, so FNAF 3 is up next. Now, okay, scary. Like, the environment is fucking terrifying, but the gameplay just isn't scary. FNAF 3's gameplay as a horror game, is it scary? The gameplay is not scary. The environment is actually really scary. The gameplay and difficulty is actually really well balanced. I'm gonna give it like a 4 because of the environment of the game, but I don't know, it's just, yeah. The vibes, it's very green. It's very green. It looks just like, it feels like I'm in a dentist. I hear the noise of like a dentist. Am I the first person to say that as well? I like the vibes of FNAF 3. I think FNAF 3's vibes actually match the gameplay, sorry, the game itself really well. So yo, I'm gonna give it like an 8, I think. The vibes just match. I don't know if Scott did this on purpose, but green, rotting, like mold. Springtrap is rotting, green. Alright, the game's story and how does it fit into the timeline? I don't know how I feel about, you know, how Michael Afton burns down the building once, tries to kill William Afton, and then fails and they do it again. I feel like doing it twice, is that better than doing it once in the story and succeeding? You know, nah, I think it's good. I'm gonna give it like a 7. I think it's a 7 on the game's story. The game's story being pretty good. Alright, FNAF 4. I think FNAF 4 might be like one of my favourite games out of the FNAF series. It is scary. If anyone says FNAF 4 isn't scary, I don't know what to say. FNAF 4 is scary. How this is literally just a nightmare environment. FNAF 4 is fucking scary. Let's be dead ass here. It's scary. It's fucking terrifying. And the gameplay and difficulty, it's so well balanced. The visuals are like FNAF 1. Gives you information, takes away information from you, and how you have to balance between all these, you know, these different areas. I think it's really well balanced. I'm gonna give it a 10 for scary gameplay and difficulty. I'm gonna give it a 10. I can't give it a 10 though, because there's always room for improvement. Now I'm gonna give scary gameplay and difficulty a 9, and I'm gonna give the vibes a 10. The vibes of this game are elite. Okay, they are elite. Like the way the noises work, pretty much perfect in my opinion. The game's story, how do I put this? People can't agree on the story. Well, the first attempt to show us more of the Afton family as opposed to the missing children. But the story of FNAF 4, I don't think we all agree on who we play as in FNAF 4. I'm just gonna say I have mountains of evidence that we play as Michael Afton in FNAF 4. But it has to be Michael. Can't be the crying child. I mean, he's dead in like 95 or something. I'm gonna give it a 9. Alright, so sister location. FNAF sister location. Controversial, but I actually do really like sister location. Is sister location scary? Well, the environment is like FNAF 3 terrifying. But as gameplay, I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna give it like a better score because some of the actual ways the game throws you into these environments, like, you know, crawling through, I think it's Ballora Gallery or Funtime Foxy Gallery or something. Crawling through those environments is scary compared to just FNAF 3 sat in an office. Scary gameplay and difficulty, I'm gonna give it like a 5. I'm gonna give it a 5. Vibes though, shocks me with this location. The vibes are immaculate. I love the vibes. I love the vibes completely. Is it 10 out of 10? No, not really. But is it like an 8 out of 10? A 9 out of 10? Yeah it is. I'm gonna give it like an 8. For vibes, sister location, you get an 8 out of 10. Alright, the game's story. Now, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on sister location story because it's a fucking mess, alright? Because there's just so much to learn about it. But from what I can tell, it is the main point of which William Afton goes from sort of crazy to figuring out life itself. How's it fit into the timeline? I don't know. Nah, I'm gonna give it an 8 because I really do like that switch. Alright, Pizzeria Simulator. This is the final one. Is it scary? Yo, I'ma say yeah. The gameplay of FNAF's Pizzeria Simulator is very scary. How you just have one massive vent here, one massive vent here, and you just have to hope for the best, looking down both. And you have to put sounds on the monitor and just hope that they don't come to you as you're making noise and doing tasks and stuff. That's brilliant. Very scary. The gameplay and difficulty is very good balance. I'm gonna give it like a 9 for scary gameplay and difficulty. Alright, the vibes. Oh, the problem with Pizzeria Simulator is, you know, everyone's pizzeria is different. So I'm going off the universal office and the little like vent hallways and stuff. The vibes, they're just not that impressive to me or interesting. I think they're alright, good for a horror environment, but it's not like as unique as a FNAF 1 or a FNAF 2. So I'm gonna give it like a 5. I'm gonna give it a 5. No, a 4. I'm gonna have to be honest here. I'm gonna give it a 4. The game's story, how's it fit into the timeline? Ooh, the story is everyone back to a restaurant, kills everyone so that he can finally end what's been going on, basically. Very good isolated story, and also very good like fitting into the story because it ends the entire original timeline. So honestly, I have no complaints on that. I'm gonna give it like a 9. I'm gonna give it a 9. Gets a 9. Well done, Pizzeria Simulator. Well done. Ultimate Custom Night. I don't know if I wanted to even include this. It's not even like a proper game, but we're gonna give it a go and see how I go with it. I don't know. Scary. Okay, is it scary? No. I'm gonna give it like a 2. It's not that scary, let's be honest. It's not that scary, let's be honest. Oh, gameplay and difficulty. I forgot about that. Gameplay and difficulty. Incredible balance between like 50 animatronics. So it has to be like a 4, right? It has to be like a 4. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4. Alright, the vibes. The vibes. I'm actually gonna say the vibes of Ultimate Custom Night are actually not too bad. You probably expect me to say like really bad, but I'm not gonna say bad. I'm gonna say it's decent. I'm gonna give it like a 4. Because hey, the vibes of Ultimate Custom Night do feel like an ending to the entire series. Alright, the game's story. So and how does it fit into the timeline? So a lot of people might not know that Ultimate Custom Night is believed to be like William Afton's hell. It's like after Pizzeria Simulator, when he's finally dead, he's kept in like his own sort of hell. I don't know, I feel like William Afton, if it shows that he's dead in the timeline, you shouldn't really go back to his story when he's already dead. You should keep it like a mystery. You should keep it like a mystery. It's getting a 2 from me. I don't know, I just feel like it's a bit bleh. Alright, now I'm going to add up all the scores and we're going to put it into a nice list of the highest rated and the lowest rated. But yeah, I hope you did enjoy today's video, guys. If you watched all the way to the end, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. If you want to subscribe, please subscribe to the channel. It'll be very much appreciated. Like the video too. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of this video. If you disagree, if you agree, disagree, let me know what you thought down below in the comments. It's been your boy James. I will see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.